Malawi is one of the countries in southern Africa that has experienced the severe effects of climate change due to El Nino in the past few years. Rains have become unreliable, with soil moisture decreasing drastically. Farmers in the country, who mostly rely on rain-fed agriculture, have become victims of hunger due to low harvest. Various organizations have come together to introduce various technologies in order to give the farmer a variety of alternatives to avert hunger. One such organization is International Maize and Wheat Improvement Center, Cimmyt, which is promoting conservation agriculture, a sustainable crop management practice which reduces labor, help retain moisture by capturing and holding rainfall, as well as crop diversification.
Conservation agriculture works best when you have moisture limiting conditions. There it seems that it has its best performance. In years where you have a lot of rainfall, that is not as pronounced, because we know that it will probably take more water. It infiltrates more into a CA system than in a normal conventionally plowed system. In some instances it can also turn into a negative benefit, so we get a yield depression. But the predictions for the next 40 to 50 years all indicate that the climate will change in a way that it is more beneficial to do conservation agriculture. We predict that the climate will increase, the temperature will increase by 2.7 to 2.9 degrees. So it will get significantly hotter. A system like CA that has residue cover and some diversification elements in, like an intercrop, will cool down the system and make maize grow under such environments. The other observation we have, rainfalls will be more erratic but heavier in its way they will fall. A system like conservation agriculture that is not tilled and has protection through residues can better cope with such a circumstance of heavy rainfall and more erratic rainfalls. Now, in periods of dry spells, when you have 20 or sometimes 25 days of no rain or very little rain, conservation agriculture systems with residue cover and a rotational component can better make use of that little moisture, because it has more reserves than the conventional way of agriculture. So, as I said, this year has been very fortunate for the conventional farming systems, and we see a lot of good crops around, much better than last year. But this will not be the rule in the future. This will not be every year. We have more years where we have dry spells, droughts and heat stress that will come. So we better adjust now, adapt our systems to this situation now, so we are better prepared for the future. Also, the combination between conservation agriculture and drought-tolerant and stress-tolerant germplasm will prepare us better for the future, because we want Malawi to continue, grow and be food secure.
A tour of some of the fields in various extension planning areas in the southern region of Malawi shows that farmers who are trying the new technologies have an improved harvest.
Conservation agriculture system that we have promoted in Malawi have had a lot of success in Malawi. Why? Here the livestock pressure on land is a bit less than in other places, so farmers in general can keep crop residues on the soil, which helps to make this system work. In a lot of areas where we have been operating, we have a lot of adoption. We partner with the Ministry of Agriculture and another organization called Total Land Care. And with Total Land Care, we have reached more than 150,000 farmers in Malawi practicing conservation agriculture on their own fields, which is very encouraging. But it has taken a bit of time. Behavioral change takes time. We know that even from ourselves. So farmers who have been told that you have to ridge your land, you have to cultivate your land, they need also time to change. So it's not overnight that we can expect wonders that everybody adopts this system. The farmers here in Ponera, where we are, have clearly highlighted they see a lot of benefits in the system and want to try next year. Other farmers in other areas are a step ahead. For example, where we're coming from in central Malawi, we had a lot of adopters fields left and right of the road, and I hope to see that in the next 5 to 10 years here in this EPA as well. The other technologies, improved maize varieties, have been around for a long time. I think Malawi has really made a great step forward in adopting new maize varieties, much more than, for example, in Mozambique, where the adoption of hybrid seed is still less than 10%. So here in Malawi we have a much higher adoption rate of improved varieties. But still, we have to do some more work that farmers get access to that seed and plant them in their own fields.
Agriculture officer and conservation agriculture specialist in the Ministry of Agriculture, Mphatso Gama, says many farmers have shown a lot of interest to practice the new technologies because they have seen how others are improving their harvest. He says through a project called Malawi Improved Seed Systems and Technologies, MIST, farmers are being trained to diversify and use improved seeds to stand effects of climate change.
Yeah, the Malawi Improved Seed Systems and Technologies is the Feed the Future initiative, which is funded by USAID. And there are 4 players in this project. And we have ICRISAT that is involved in pigeon peas and groundnuts. And we have IITA that is promoting AflaSafe as well as soybeans production. We have International Potato Center that is responsible for orange fresh sweet potatoes. And we have Cimmyt, which is responsible for DT maize. DT stands for drought tolerant maize varieties. And besides all these 4 players, we have the Malawi government that is playing a major role because Cimmyt, ICRISAT and all those other CG centers have not employed their own officers. They rely on government employees, extension officers. So government is the major player in this project.
Sebastian Scott, a farmer from Zambia, says conservation agriculture is the way to go if farmers are to improve their soils. He says the new technologies that are being introduced are aimed at fighting effects of changed weather patterns that have affected rainfall in the region.
Crop diversification is very profitable. When one crop fails, the farmer always relies on the other crops. The seeds variety that these farmers are growing are produced under research. They are meant to stand the dry conditions in order to improve harvest.
Beans, ifipushi, what do you call pumpkin, mawungu. Na market, so
farmers who have already adopted the new methods said they wish they had embarked on this type of farming many years ago.
This type of farming is number 1. It is productive. It has improved my welfare. I eat a variety of crops. If one crop fails, I can survive on the other one. I have maize, potatoes, groundnuts, soybeans. I can sell and I have a lot to eat.
The project Malawi Improved Seed Systems and Technologies, MIST, is being implemented by the Malawi government and is funded by USAID through an initiative by former US President Barack Obama called Feed the Future. Apart from Cimmyt, other partners include ICRISAT, which promotes pigeon peas and groundnuts, International Potato Center for orange fresh potatoes, and IITA for soya beans.